10 pictures and just the short bullet points of what you need to know, which one are you probably going to go with? You're probably going to go with the one with all the pictures. The information I need is very minimal. You just want to see that, oh, it looks good, it has what I need, that's it. You don't need all, it's beautiful, it qualifies for this, da 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 da. You don't, when the first impression, you don't need all that information. You just need to get that contact. So, I don't recommend doing it like this.
Question. Picture-wise, where you know you uploaded the pictures and everything, did you get those from your photo bucket or GoDaddy, or did you get it from like a separate storage area?
The photos I make?
Yeah, the ones that you just posted right now.
No, that was on the computer. I'll show you what mine are.
That would be your own listing. If you have a
Yeah.
listing, you have pictures.
Yeah, when you're putting your
whatever.
pictures in here, you're gonna want to put your own listings, advertisement that you may have. I mean, you guys gotta get creative with this. I do, for myself, I offer bank repo lists, search foreclosures on my website, get information about first-time buyer programs. You know, I throw as much as I can out there to attract everything that I can. It's like fishing with a net. You know, you gotta throw as much as you can out there to catch the little bit that you're gonna get. I mean, you will get a lot. When I'm doing this full time, I get 10 to 20 leads a day. It does work that good. So you just gotta know how to do it. That's what I'm gonna teach you all right now. So basically with the photo ads, this is what I mean with photo ads. And you can see this. This is how I make all of my ads all the same way. This is kind of probably how you want to design it. Okay, and we'll end up, you know, I have different links where you can click on and go back to my website. That's the next part of this, but for now we're going to stay on this. I mean, you guys can see that that's a lot more appealing than what I did with the other one, right? So this is what I would do. Let me show you how I'm going to do all that. It's going to sound like a bunch of gibberish. It's really easy to do when we get started, but you do one and you guys remember how to do it. It's not hard at all. Like I said, on here, I was using PhotoBucket before. I wouldn't suggest using it, but it's basically the same thing as the GoDaddy. It's the same features. Once you're in your GoDaddy account, if you guys do decide to buy that, it's $20 a year, like I said. You're going to want to go to Manage Account. And it'll bring you here. You're going to have to create a gallery. You're just going to say, say this is your listing. You'll save it as private. It's pretty easy to do. Create and upload files. You'll go to browse on here. Just because this is the only file I have, I'll put that on there. And you go to upload. So when you guys are doing this, one thing I forgot to mention is on your desktop, you're going to want to make a folder for all these flyers that you're making. And I use Photoshop to make all of mine, but you guys can use Paint. Do not use Microsoft Word because it won't allow you to do it. You have to use a picture program. You can't upload Word documents into it. So I think Publisher, I think even works if some of you are familiar with Publisher. But Paint's an easy one. A lot of our agents do use Paint. Or even Top Producer, right, Orlando?
If you have Top Producer, it's really easy to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't save as a JPEG though. It saves as a PDF, so you have to drop it into Paint and save it as a JPEG.
Okay. So there are ways around to do that. After you're done with that, it's uploaded. We'll go to View Uploaded Items, and this is what we're going to want. Right here is this HTML tag. I know it's going to sound like a bunch of garbage, but this is the piece of code that we're going to want right here. It's at the very bottom of this thing. Let me go back. Do all this. Okay, instead of having all that text and everything, we're just going to put these HTML tags in here. And Craigslist reads, it's basically HTML is like computer language. It's telling you where the computer needs to pull the picture from and where it needs to link to. Because the first thing you want to do, you want to have that great flyer, and you're going to want to either have the phone number on them or you want them to go to your website. You don't want them on Craigslist. You want them where they are only seeing your information. So I link everything back to my website. That's the best way to do it, is having them go back to your website. Your phone number is everywhere on your website. your contact information there. You want them to play on your website, not on Craigslist. That's where you're gonna get most of your leads from. So you'll put that in there, and let me just break this down. This is probably gonna be the most confusing part for all of you. The only part we're gonna change after we get that code, whether you're using PhotoBucket or GoDaddy, it's gonna give you this code on the HTML tag. It's gonna give you this, and it's basically two separate lines. One is this href one that I highlighted. This is the one that you're gonna want to change to go to your website. So whatever your website is, that's where you're gonna put your website information, so they can link back and go to it. Very important that you change that. You don't want them clicking on that and going to your PhotoBucket account. It doesn't have any information except where you store all the images. You want them to go back to your website. The second part, you're not going to want to change. This is basically just telling where the computer needs to pull that image from. So it's image source, and the source is HTTP, photos, vgroup home, blah, 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 blah. That's where it's pulling the image from. So never touch that bottom part. It's always going to be this top part. So for our example, I use my dad's website that I built for him. That's vgrouphomes.com. We're just going to put $350 again. The price, rate, 4-bed, 2-bath. Okay, now just imagine if this was that flyer that you just made, that it had like 6 pictures of your property, it had that nice headline on it. This is just that one photo of the house, but imagine that's going to be your flyer right there. So they'll click on that, right, and it's going to take them here. This is where you want everyone to go. You don't want them on Craigslist, you want them to get back to your site. It's the main driving factor that's going to get your leads. I mean, currently right now, if I'm doing it, I'm getting about 100 hits a day on the website. 100 hits a day, that usually converts to usually about 10 to 20 leads. And that's either by email or by phone. Right now, I'm getting a bunch of phone calls, but before, everything used to be email. I get 20 emails a day saying they want to see a property or whatever. And that's what you want to do. So you'll have to get your website looking good and all that to be doing that. But just to start, I would have them, if you have a contact part of your website, I would have it linked just to that one part, to contact us, because that's what you want. I would, like on my advertisements, let me see, let me go back. Like I have click here to visit my website, click here to search for more properties, or click here to email me now. It should say contact, but you can see at the bottom how that has 3 different links. I'm sending them to 3 different places on my website. They're not just landing on the homepage, I'm sending them directly to where they need to be. So on that, yeah, it's going to show, land right here on my website. But if they want to search for more properties, they can click that too, and it'll go. I'm sure most of you guys have that IDX search on your guys' websites. That's where you're going to get a lot of your leads at. People are only going to search, they'll find that one home on that you liked, and they'll probably gonna click that link to search for more properties. I can almost guarantee it. I get a lot of hits. Orlando, you get a lot of hits like that? A lot of people like to search on these IDXs. They can do a lot of stuff. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but you guys have that. And then click here to email me now, and this goes directly to the contact us. How can we help? That's what you want to do, is have them directly pointed to where you're going to have them go to.
How do you get those links to go to different pages?
Oh, we're going to tell that next.
Oh, okay.